Hello, forever friends and family. I would like to welcome everybody to our webinar. And the title of this webinar is Sapphire Manager Jack KOTANKO from Vancouver, Canada, the story of forever success. My name is Alex Tunitsky, and I am an organizer of this webinar. We start this webinar on the East Coast and all the way to the West Coast and Canada, and everybody welcome to join us. I'm going to pass microphone and the screen as a host to Jack KOTANKO, and please allow me to introduce Jack KOTANKO very briefly. We met together in summer 2005. It was Las Vegas Rally in Las Vegas Rally International Super Rally. And since that time, we established very, very good friendship and relationship. Then I called Jack and asked him to share his success story. He was very kind and he agreed to do that. So, Jack, I'm going to make you presenter right now. Please proceed. Just give me a second. Yes, you're the host right now. Go ahead, microphone and the screen is yours. And in the meantime, I would like to ask everybody to mute your microphone. At the end of this session, you will be able to ask Jack direct question. Go ahead, Jack. Unmute your microphone, Jack. Okay. Yes, you did. You did.
I know, but I don't have a screen from you.
I did it. I passed it to you.
Well, you came on here and all I have is Zoom meeting saying with all the pictures on. I don't have the thing where I can take over.
Okay, try it again right now.
No, I just have a picture with all the people that are on it. That's it. It says, click open Zoom meetings. I've already been there. I don't know if I should do that or. Any idea?
How about now?
Nothing changed at all.
I could see your screen completely. It's your screen.
Yeah, but all I've got here is it's saying Zoom meeting recording. And it's saying iPhone, everybody that's on there. I don't have the main screen anywhere here. Okay, let me try down here. Nope, no, I'm even worse.
Go out and come back in.
Go out where, Clayton? Completely out?
Go out and come back in, and then he's gotta make you the host.
I know, but when he did, it went to the other thing. It didn't show the host deal. I was just gonna do it and it was gone.
I'll go out and come back in.
I made you host, Jack.
But it didn't come up. Your other screen came up here with you. I can't find it. Launch meeting, Zoom, Chrome. Let me try this.
On the bottom, it should show. You should be able to, he's already made you the host, so you should be able to share your screen.
Well, I can try my story and see what happens, but I never did anything there.
Well, on the bottom, it should have a green box that says share your screen.
I know, but I couldn't do that. When he did that, it switched right over. I'm going to try doing here my story, see what happens. Can you see that?
No.
I can see your screen, but I didn't see your story.
No, I just see everybody that's on the webinar.
Same here. That's all I got here. Okay, I'm going to put here slideshow. I'm going to try this. And from the beginning. Do you see that now?
No, because you're not sharing your screen yet.
Well, how in the heck am I going to share it?
There is a green screen, small icon on the bottom. Click on it and share your screen.
Maybe your screen is too big and it's covering it up. It's right at the bottom.
I don't have nothing on the bottom there, Clayton. I've got my PowerPoint up now. I don't know where the heck it went.
You're not sharing your screen. You got to find that green button on the bottom of your.
Clayton, I told you when he did that, it moved the whole thing over to just the same little thing you're seeing. I didn't get a chance to click on it.
Click up on the top left right hand corner. There's 3 little dots. Or
on the top right corner in the panel.
There's 3 little dots. Click on them and it should.
I'm gonna have to let me okay, right now I'm seeing launch meeting again. That's it.
No, you don't want to. You're already in the meeting. Get right out and come back in.
I'm gonna get right out. Back up.
Leave the meeting.
And then I've got to get the deal to put it back in.
Yeah, then you got to come back in.
I'm going to have to go all the way over to Facebook to get the click in.
No, you don't have to go to Facebook. Try to close your camera. Maybe you will see the screen better if you close your camera on your screen.
No. Launch meeting Zoom.
No.
No. On the top right corner, next to your name, there is a microphone and the image of camera.
Well, I don't see that on this screen. I don't. It says forever Zoom, the whole thing there, and it's saying launch meeting. You're on the right-hand side, Alex Tenetsky in black.
No, you don't see everybody on the screen.
Not now. Now I see when you talk, you come up, but when Alex comes up, he's on the picture. I've never ever seen this ever happen before.
Yeah, because there's 20 people on the call, so everybody's showing on the screen.
Clayton, I only see one.
Well, you've got your screen. Minimize your screen or something.
If I minimize my whole deal, I'm on my desktop.
Okay, you know what, Jack? Just share your story and we will see your lovely face. And that's it.
Oh, no.
But we don't have that much time just to play around. Just share your story.
You're the host, Jack, you're the host, so that share your screen button has got to be on the bottom of your screen. It's down below. Click down below on your taskbar.
I can see that now here. I've got Zoom here. I've got my PowerPoint here. I've got...
It's just above that. Just above that.
Above what? Zoom?
It's above your taskbar. No, the share your screen is just above your taskbar.
I'm already on my PowerPoint here.
No, you get out of there. Close it. That's what's hiding your screen.
Close it all together.
Close your PowerPoint.
File, close.
Now, up in the very top right-hand corner is a little box that says View.
There's nothing there, Clayton. On the right-hand corner, I've only got sign in.
No, the very top right-hand corner.
There's no little sign in right there. Microsoft sign in.
No, you've got to be in Zoom. Open up your Zoom page.
This is nuts. My only thing I'm going to do is go on this all completely and I'll come back in.
No, it will not help you, Jack.
If I go it all completely and come back in, it will. It'll start all from the beginning.
Do it. Then, Alex, you'll have to make him the host again.
But I make him a co-host.
But if he goes out, if he goes out and comes back.
I could arrange him to be a host again. It's not a point.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go on this all together. That's down there.
You're not out. You didn't go out.
How didn't I go out?
You didn't. You're still there.
Well, I see I am. Privacy terms settings. Zoom is on the bottom here.
Yeah, but you're already in Zoom. You didn't leave the meeting.
Well, you tell me how I'm going to get into it.
You haven't left. You haven't left yet.
Jack, my friendly advice is very simple. Just start sharing your story. Otherwise, we already spent like over 10 minutes just to play around. We cannot do anything right now.
Okay.
Please go ahead. It will be valuable, trust me. You're a very good storyteller without pictures.
Oh, I put so much work into the pictures. That's why I'm upset.
We can do it again. We will record it and we will share with everybody. I understand your point, but I ask everybody to mute my microphone to avoid any interference. For example, Yelena is talking on the microphone. Yelena, please, thank you. Elena, please mute your microphone.
Okay, I'm going to start. Can you see me or not?
Yes, we can see you. Go ahead.
My first picture is me standing by the car and saying my journey from being well-to-do to bankrupt and then to a beautiful life. Dared to be great. This is me and my brother Richard back in 1959. We grew up on the farm, and Richard was kind of a quiet guy, even though he's a little older than me. He never went out and tried to make money. I started doing things when I was about 10 years old to 15. I was raising rabbits, I was raising pigeons, calves, cattle. When I was 14 years of age, I had 2.5 acres of cucumbers for Bix pickles, and had all the girls from high school come and pick cucumbers in the summertime. But, you know, I was kind of an entrepreneur, and my mother said she named me right, Jack of all trades. My life before forever was fairly good. I came to British Columbia from Ontario. I was born there, and I came there when I was 19 years of age, actually. And I had done a lot of things before that. I worked in the hospital in Ontario, just in the kitchen and that there. And then I became a hairdresser, and I did very well in that. I won a lot of awards, and I was asked to work for Vadel Sassoon's shop when I came here to BC at the Bay. But then when I got here, I decided that I didn't want to be working on the weekends all the time. So I began working at a nail factory in Granville Island and worked there for quite a while until I decided I needed to change my life and moved out to the valley. While I was there, I went to through a course and became a marine mechanic, working on boats and things like that, and motorcycles. And then I went to a retreat about 5 hours from Vancouver here up in the mountains and helped build a health retreat there, where we helped all kinds of people in that. In fact, it's still going, and it's like 35 years, 40 years later, and they're doing very well there. When I was there, I got burnt with some hot water, and somebody brought from the US had an aloe vera plant. And I used that on the burn. It was my first instance about the power of aloe vera. Later on, we moved back down to the valley. We had a farm with 15 acres and that, you know. And while I was there, my wife then had arthritis. Her knees were really bad. And they already had done an operation and scraped the kneecaps off, actually, and put it back together. A year and a half later, they were going to remove her kneecaps. And I was out at this church camp, and one of the fellows from the health retreat asked me where she was. I says, well, she can't, she's having a problem with her knees, so she's got to have another surgery. He says, I know somebody that has something that might help her. And with over 5,000 people there out at the church camp, this elderly couple walked right by us at that time, almost like a miracle, I think. And he said, there they are. And so the next night I drove back down to the camp, it's about 2 hours, and they gave me this bottle of stuff, and it was called aloe vera heat lotion. I took it back that night, and Brenda put it on her knees, and it was the first thing that relieved her pain. And believe me, we tried all kinds of things. We were even getting drugs from across the line in the US to try for the pain that she had. And that helped relieve her pain. So now she was ready to start drinking the aloe vera juice they told us we should. So we went that very week down to the States, because Forever wasn't in Canada yet. And Brenda started drinking the aloe vera juice, the one with the lemon that they have over there, and cleared up her problem. She never had her operation. Now, it's, you know, a miracle. It was a miracle to us for what it did for her. And so I began working the business, and we did pretty good. And then I started a store to do with swimming pools, hot tubs, and things like that, because I'd been in California and seen they were going. So I figured, well, I'll try it. I knew nothing, but I did it. Jack of all trades, you'll try anything. And when I did that, I kept on doing the Forever Living Products business. And to make a long story short, I ran into some problems and ended up leaving the store. I had 2 of them then. I moved them into one. And I went off and did some other things and let my ex run the store. I was still president of the company, and 2 years later, things happened that I ended up with nothing, really. And so then I meant I had to start all over. So I started doing some things with construction, running siding crews, things that I learned, you know, to do, and keeping on doing my Forever Living Products. And lo and behold, Forever kept on building. Now, people say, you can't do this, I haven't got time. Baloney, I'm going to say that. If you want something enough, you're going to find the time and a way to do it. And so I started doing this. I would go out, you know, even in the wintertime in the snow, and be freezing out there, and get into my truck, go to a service station. It was dark already, clean up, put on my suit, and go to a meeting. Nobody knew the difference. Fake it to make it. And I did that for quite a while, for many years, until finally I said, it's time to move on and do Forever Living Products. In 1985, I joined Forever Living Products in September the 1st, 1981. In 1985, I qualified for my first car. Well, 1982 was when I became manager, but qualified for my first car in 1985. A beautiful Lincoln Formal edition that they didn't have, you know, they only had a few of them in Canada. And that was my first car that I had. I started going to the different rallies that they had. And I think where Alex was talking, where we were in Las Vegas, I have a picture of all of us here that we were. And Forever Living, after a few years, asked me to be in 2004 a regional sales director for the company. So I was doing training with all the distributors everywhere and had a training center and things like that. So things began to really grow with Forever because I was willing to help a lot of people. And this is what this is. If you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. And that doesn't mean only people in your group. Right now, we're working not even with my group, with Alex's group, with you guys in New York, but we want everyone to do well in Forever. When I became a regional sales director, I tried to keep the people together. We had a lot of events in the park, and I'm not talking about selling all the time. We had fun times. I have a picture here of them playing tug of war. Also sack races, not for the adults and for their children and that. And this brought everybody together really well. It was a few years later after that, I got my first Mercedes from Forever Living Products and moved on. And as we went as regional sales directors, I wanted to show this picture here because most people don't know it. It's a picture of the old movie from 1956 called The 10 Commandments. I just watched it, was back on TV last year. And it's a famous movie. And our founder, Rex, found out that they were selling off everything from the movie set. You know, they're going to sell it to all kinds of people, have an auction with it all. And he says, no, we can't do that. He says, I have to keep that all together. So whether you know it or not, he purchased everything from the set that they did that with and put it into a museum somewhere. And he brought one of the sets of the 10 Commandments that they use to, I think Alex will remember that, at one of our regional sales directors events that we had, and showed us it. And so these are some of the things that Rex kind of did. Today I was at my church. We had a Primetimers luncheon, and our pastor that we have now is originally from Samoa. So I showed him a couple of pictures from what Rex did, where he rebuilt the museum there, and he also built a school and has teachers there and everything. And I showed him the pictures. He said, I know where that is. I know where that is, you know. It's kind of nice to know that Forever does things that people really like. Now, how do I sell products? Because I do sell a lot of products. It's telling stories to people, not only about products, but about travel, where you're going, what you can do. I have gone out to do tabletop things at different events with the Forever Living products. Sometimes you make a lot, sometimes you don't, but you meet people. And you know, when I was doing this, I still have my original dream board that I had in my bedroom up on top near my television, so that I would look at it. And when my friends would call me and want me, because I was single, they wanted me to go out and do things, I had to look many times at it and say, Jack, if you're going and doing that, you're not going to be doing anything to build your business, because you only have so much time. And so I have a picture here. I wish you guys could see it. It's a Lamborghini beside a bus. And it says, you may lose a lot of friends when you get serious about your life goals. That's why a Lamborghini has 2 seats and a bus has 50. So just think about that, changing your life. Here I am at the Grand Canyon with the regional sales director, with my hands in the air, showing it at another convention we had with some friends that were from my homeland, where I've never been and where all the problems are now in Ukraine. So then I'm showing my next Mercedes I got. And in April 29th, 2013, there's a picture here of our first global rally that we had, and it was in Hawaii. I don't know how many of you were there. It was very exciting. I had a large group there with me. We went a couple days ahead, and we stayed later. And because I got profit sharing, chairman's bonus there. I took them all out on a luau after we stayed. And so we went out and did that. And I had a surprise birthday party for my one daughter because I have my two daughters there with me. A very exciting time to be able, if you can get together with your people, to go to places like this. Then in 2013, I got my new Mercedes, and I actually still have it because I like it so much. I've earned 2 cars since then. But what I do is I just take the money for it, because within Forever Living Products, once you become a manager, you can get earned incentives from $4,000 up to $8,000 US dollars to do whatever you want with. And so I keep it. One of the most exciting rallies I went to was in Johannesburg. I went there for the rally. It was supposed to be just 1 week, and I ended up staying a whole month. Here I am in Mandela Square. There's a big statue of Nelson Mandela there. Then I'm out in the park, seeing all the animals, all the different animals that there are around there. And one place where we stopped, there were 2 elephants I have here. And I thought, oh, isn't that nice? They're in love. I thought the 2 of them pushed against each other. And then all of a sudden they started fighting like crazy. So I'm standing there with my tour guide with me, a personal fellow that I signed him up in the business. And as we were standing there, then all of a sudden they turned and they both ran up this bank to us from down at the bottom. You never seen 2 guys get in a car so fast and take off. Dubai was a very, very nice rally that we went to, another one of my favorites. And here I have a picture here. Many of you may not know, the Prince of Dubai is a distributor of Forever Living Products. And so he was at our rally, and that we had to go through with security and that all the time. But it's kind of nice to know that people like that are using it. And I'm going to tell you folks what, if you are doing Facebook, do Facebook Live. Because when you do that, it goes to far, far more people around. And I was on doing one with one of my distributors with Anna. She was over here, and we're sitting down and going over stuff. We did a Facebook Live. We get a call. She takes it, and that. And here it was the Prince of Dubai. And he talked to her. He says, I'm not supposed to be on here, but I am. So she talked to him for a bit. And she asked him, she says, how in the world? She says, I've got kids older than you. How did you become the Prince of Dubai? So he told us, my dad had 23 children. And he says, my brother died of a heart attack, and he was only 32, I think he said. And so that is how I became the next one in line to be the Prince of Dubai. So that's why he started looking for some good products, some good things to take, so that wouldn't happen to him or anybody else. And that's how he came upon Forever Living Products. A very smart guy. So, and there's a picture of me riding on a camel here. When I come back from these events, a lot of them, I've had, like this year, I have a picture here of the Forever Achievers. That's what I call ourselves, a summer party we had. So everybody wears hats and that for a summer party, and come over here. We have food, barbecue, and we talk about products in our business also. And on the right, I have a picture here of our success days and that, and actually our event that we have in Scottsdale every year. I don't know, it's in February this year. How many of you have been there or are going? Because it's a great place to go for a first look at our manufacturing of our pharmaceuticals, go to the head office. And once you've done some things like that or gone to a rally, you are never going to look back because of the belief of this. There's a picture here of Clayton's online here with me. I'm going to tell you a little story about him. This is a picture of us in Phoenix or Scottsdale last year when they pinned me a Sapphire Manager, and Clayton went manager. This was his second time. This fellow joined me in the early days when we started with Forever Living Products, and then he was offered some things with another company to go to some greener pastures, he thought. I was asked to go too, and I said, no, I'm doing good with Forever Living Products. I'm not doing anything else. But they convinced Clayton to go along with him. He worked with them for, I don't know, 7 years maybe, and then the company fell apart. He spent 20 years wandering around in the desert, just like the Israelites. And then he had a 5 bypass heart attack, heart attack and 5 bypasses. And I got a hold of him and I said, Clayton, you need to take a look at Forever again. So he did, and he started using products. And today he was just on a cardio deal, doing some things. And he said his doctor cannot believe how good he's doing. He says, you just keep doing what you're doing, And so Clayton was my first manager in the business. And then he was the manager that made me Sapphire Manager. Quite, coincidence there. So there's a picture of him and I together, and me getting my pin and my sapphire sash and that from Greg and them on stage. Then we went to the hotel in Dubai. Great time there. There's a picture of me getting my sapphire things there, and also we got our profit sharing checks, and our big party the last day was done on the Formula One racetrack. Incredible, really. They had cars out there. They had one all done up with Forever on it, black and yellow. And we got profit sharing checks. And here's me getting mine, which came to 16,100 Canadian dollars. Anybody can do this if you focus enough into wanting it and setting up some goals for doing it. I'm a storyteller. I have to admit it. And when people come over here, I tell them about products and stories, how they've helped some people. This is a picture of the next one here, which I will tell them about my friends in Cuba, because I travel all the time. In fact, in 5 days, I'm gone to Acapulco until the 1st or 2nd week in February. I didn't even book a ticket coming back. But I go there and I work the business there because I have a manager there, and he lives just across the beach from the beach. And they do have a warehouse and training center there. But these are my friends here, this picture, and they tried for many years to have a baby. And when I got back to Canada, I had another friend going there, and America, her father was a baseball player, so she speaks English very well. He played for Puerto Rico and in the States. And so she was kind of like a tour guide. I was introduced to her by another friend before. And so I sent back to them some maca and royal jelly. Within 3 months, she was pregnant. And there's a picture here of her daughter. Now she just turned 16. I saw a picture the other day. Just like a miracle, aloe vera, your maca and royal jelly. And that was it. Made a difference for them. I help people as I've gone different places. I've got a picture here of a friend that I met there that had a bike with a sidecar, and he was giving us a ride. We came out, and here he had a Canadian shirt on. So I figured, let's go talk to him. Became very good friends. Now he has a nice 55 Ford, a blue one here, that I helped fix up for him so he could have it to drive as a cab, so he could make enough money for his family in that there, because most people don't have much there at all. And so it's kind of nice to do things like that. And then I wish you could see this picture of this kitchen. This kitchen was so bad, they just had planks, maybe for 30 years. Down is a counter. The inside, boards for a door, terrible, that you can look through all, And so I decided to redo this kitchen for them. Not much, really, but yet about $2,500 to do everything, because concrete and that, some of the stuff is just as expensive as here that they're doing, or tiles and that, but the labor is like dirt cheap. So I call this doing well by doing good. That's what I really believe that we need to do, just like our founder, Rex Mond, has done. I have a picture here of myself with Muhammad Ali, believe it or not. And I worked with him helping feed children. with this soya protein. When I was doing Forever Living products too, this was something I did as on the side to help do some things around the world. And then there's two pictures here of Rex Mon and myself when we won the award for having the best dress and all stuff. When we went to the different rallies, different things. I'm dressed up here with RCMP outfit to do for Canada. And there's a picture there with Rex. And that was, oh man, 1985, maybe around there. And then one of Rex, the last picture I had from him at the office. The next picture is me sitting on my desk, as I do when people come inside here. And I will tell them stories, and I will give them, usually I've got printouts here. You guys can find them on different products, make them out, print a bunch of them out. When somebody comes and gets product from you, throw in one of them that you have. And I had a picture here of one with the bee products, with propolis, royal jelly, bee pollen. So they go home with their aloe vera juice or whatever else, and they read it, and they come back and say, oh, maybe I should try some of that propolis. There you're starting to build your team with it, with more things. We take, I tell stories like the story about my father. My father had prostate cancer and bone cancer and a hip in his rib. I ran over to Langley as soon as I found out, and I started putting him on a bunch of products. And if anybody wants to know, they can contact me. I'll tell you, because I have all of these written out on cards as I've done with people. So my sister's a nurse, and her and my dad decided to go back to Ontario. My mother didn't want to. He figured it'd be the last time he'd see his brothers. He went back and he had been two weeks doing the product, went back there, and he was there for about 2 weeks, came back, and he says, Jack, I don't have any more pain. So my sister then took him to the doctor, and they says, well, I don't know. They says, we don't like to operate on somebody when they're 90 already anyways. And so they didn't do anything. And my dad, went on with life. And when he actually passed away at 98, whenever we took him in the hospital, they check your blood first, and they come out, and at least 5 or 6 times they asked me and my sister, is this true your dad had prostate cancer? We said, yeah, and bone cancer. They says, how come it doesn't show up in his blood? And you know what? I'm going to have the official documentation for that when I get back from Mexico, because his doctor is retiring now, and he has offered to, well, I'm paying him $50, but he is giving me all the documents of my father. And so I'll be able to show where he had his cancer and how he had nothing showing up at the end. It'll be a tremendous piece of information to have. We have such good products. Some of the things that I sell the most of is aloe vera juice naturally, okay? Because if you're going to do anything, you want to take the aloe in first, because the things that it'll do, it'll help clean up your intestinal tract and help take the nutrients in. The ones it has, along with the other ones that you're taking, are vitamins or minerals and things like that. And we need to do it because we're not getting them in our food nowadays. And so you've got to be able to have that. The other thing is, you have some products in the US we don't, like L-arginine. L-arginine is a tremendous product to sell. And for truck drivers, if they have high blood pressure, they lose their license. I have a truck driver that picks it up for me because I bring it across the line. He picks it up, takes it, he goes down around the States, back to Ontario, and back here, and he sells L-arginine and a few other products with it. So it's incredible what you can do. L-arginine, for the ones of you that don't know, it's a Nobel Prize winner. And Dr. Murad has worked with us too, who got Nobel Prize. And L-arginine, people used to believe that when you had a heart attack, that's because your cholesterol plugged your whole blood vessel. Untrue. Because if you take a baby aspirin, or if you get to the hospital soon enough and they give you an injection, how come that blood got through? So what they found out is what happens, you get hardening of the arteries. When that artery cracks, then you're going to start bleeding, and then the coagulation, the blood goes there to coagulate it, the same as it does when you cut your hand or anything. And so that's how it works. So Dr. Murad and them found out that if you take nitric oxide, which is an L-arginine, when you take it, there's a one-cell lining in your blood vessel called the endothelium. You can hardly see it. What it does when you take it, it makes that blood vessels relax through your whole body, from your brain right down to the tips of your toes. Now you're going to start getting nutrients. It's going to start cleaning those blood vessels. They tell us right now with the spike protein, they say that's one of the things to take. And so I tell people about this with it and how it works. And for people that have all kinds of health problems, it helps take your nutrients. I take my nutrients in the morning along with it, because if it's going to open up and take stuff through, I want to take my vitamins along with it. So I do that. And it takes it through, and it works for, you know, all kinds of things in your body. And one thing, and I'm going to talk about it, sexual function, very important really in a family or any relationship. And they come and they get multi-maca, omega-3, and RG. And these things, maca and RG, is good for women and men. But for men that are truck drivers and that especially, they have a lot of problems because they're eating foods with lots of cholesterol. They're not getting exercise. And so that's what they do. I laugh about it. Their wives come here and they're in trucks down below, 2 of them actually. And they call me and say, Jack, I need this, bring it down, you know. But the first time, I remember the one lady said, what's it for? And she says, my husband's a truck driver. And she says, what's it for? And I says, for sexual function. And she's got a big smile on her face. And she says, okay. And so, you know, these are things that if you tell people and they start using it, and, you know, for us here, we sell L-arginine for $118, my friends, $118. And I tell them it costs money. I have to pay tax in Washington. And then when I come here and that, they say, we don't care, just get it. We'll take it. And so that's what I do. And great results. So tell stories. Another one, the biggest one I'm selling now, how many of you have used the Forever Marine collagen? I mean, we couldn't even keep it in stock for a whole year. Now we still have it. We don't have it in Canada, but I do. And I have a picture here of a gal that's in her 40s that has a nanny agency. And Maria got collagen from me the first time and made such a change to her skin. Her face is so clear and shiny, and her hair, unbelievable. So she was on collagen for a couple months, and then she did one talk on her Facebook deal, and all her friends wanted collagen. So when we got it back here, we could only buy 6 at a time, but I put lots of orders through. I actually had, I think, 48 boxes of collagen came across. I had to bring some more in this last week. And Maria here, she doesn't do much with the business. With the collagen, she sure is. She brought 36 across. And listen, this gal does not have a car. She took the bus over to the border, went across with her cart, picked up 36 boxes of collagen and brought it back across the border. And hers is all gone too now. This collagen is incredible. Collagen holds everything in your body together. And I mean everything. In your intestinal tract, your villi have got a lot of collagen in there. Collagen inside there helps repair your leaky gut syndrome and that. If you read and find out things, we've got everything now. People used to ask me, what do I use for this? I say, just go on to Google, put Forever Living Products, arthritis or whatever, and you'll get all kinds of things. You don't have to be calling me to ask me everything. And then you learn. You know, if you're too much of a doctor, people are going to say, I got to be a doctor to do it. No, just send them to look and see what it's good for. So collagen holds everything together, and it's good for your skin, your hair, your nails, your eyes, your joints, for everything that is there. And people are coming back. They've been buying 3 and 4 boxes from me because they do not want to be without it. And I've had people that have been taking collagen in a bovine, in a powder form for years and years, and decide to try one of these, and they're scrambling to get more because they don't want to use that other stuff again. This is the best collagen, they say, that we have out there that there is. We have biotin in there. We've got vitamin C in there. We've got zinc in there. We've got acerola, which is a little dark cherries that I think they used to, I heard before they were from, a lot of them grew in Russia and that. But anyways, a very high antioxidant. And this is what gives us the good taste. It's almost like a cherry jam or something in there. And you want to just cut the top off these, put the side that's not where the gathering is on the back, put the smooth side towards your face when you do, and you'll be able to roll it up really easy like you do toothpaste, and just sip her down and take every bit of it that you can, scrape it out and use it once a day. I have one gal that does a massage and all these things. And she was actually at this flea market, and she had gotten a couple boxes from me. And last week I was buying, she says, Jack, can I get a couple boxes, a couple more? And I says, yeah. She got it. And then that was 2 weeks ago. And I went back last week because she called and said, I want another 2. I want to make sure I don't run out of it. So she told me she's taking it 2 and 3 times a day, but she says, look at my skin. You know, she was just in a few weeks, how nice my skin. It was all dry and everything before. I don't say you should take it 3 times a day. In fact, they say 1 a day is plenty. But at the beginning, I took 1 in the morning and 1 at night for a week just to get it in there. That's just the way I am. So collagen is an incredible product. You could build a business just on marine collagen, believe me. I'm going to talk to you a little bit when I came back from Abu Dhabi, because you may want to know how you're going to move your business. When we were there, we had a lady that was a Muslim standing up on front, and she said, how do you like to be a Muslim and try sponsoring people? Do you think you got it hard? She says, look at me. She says, I became a senior manager with Forever Living Products, and I stopped doing it. My business went way down to about a supervisor income. She says that when I decided to get back in the business, she says, my mentor told me, he says, take those products off your card. And so she said to all of us, take your cards out, take a look at them. We did. I looked at mine. Man, it looks beautiful. There's the aloe vera plant on it. It says, Forever the Aloe Vera Company. There's all the aloe vera bottles there, and a beautiful picture of me in the aloe vera plant in a circle. And I says, Clayton was there with me. I says, Clayton, look, that's a nice card. And then she says, my mentor told me, we are not Amway salespeople. We are lifestyle, building a lifestyle. Get rid of that card and change it. And so she told us what she did that made her income went up 10 times last year. And she took that out and put there instead, it's a business opportunity, creating lifestyle. So my card now has me standing in front of my car, and on the right, it says how to work 1 hour a day and make a full-time income. Simple. And I'm telling you what, more people look at this than they looked at my other card. When they take the other card and they said, oh, I got to sell products, they just chuck it away. It's a fact. On the back, I have what matters most, a picture of a nice yellow Mercedes, a picture of a resort house, sit at chairs looking out over the beach, and then family members having fun together. And then I just have here, I've got a QR code that they can do to go to my site, or it has go to bit.ly, bit.ly/Jack KOTANKO, and then we'll take them to my site. Very simple, but very appealing to people. And I'm going to tell you what, people want a business. We just heard from in India. They just had a Success Day deal there, pinning. They had almost 20,000 people there. And Remember, we had the Journey Pack for the first time ever for any company I know to have the startup pack. You can only buy one time. Was the #1 product that was bought 2 months ago. The #1 product, our aloe vera juice, a jug, which is $31 we sell it for here in Canada. And that Journey Pack is almost $500. But that is what they're selling. And what's happening? They're having young people from 19 to 28 years of age getting out of university, and they're not happy with going to other jobs. And they're looking at the success of what Forever has built. And this is what they're doing. They're the ones that are building this business over there like crazy. Why not here? Why not you? Why not me? We're no different than people other places. For me, Forever has changed my life. Like I say, it took me from a good life to bankrupt, now to a tremendous, the beautiful life, I like to say. I have a very nice apartment, all redone. I redid the whole thing, put an extra $50,000 in a couple of years ago to redo the whole place. My outside balcony, I've got nice furniture out there. By the way, tax write-off, because in Forever Living Products or any network marketing, you can get all kinds of tax write-offs, my friends. Do you keep your restaurant stubs when you go out for dinner with a friend? I do. I talk to them about Forever. I talk to waiters about Forever. 50% of that bill is written off. When you have an office, if you take 30% of your house, which I do, although my place is already Forever paid for, and my cars, what I do with my place here, anything 30%, I write off. How many of you have a computer or a printer? Why not write that off as a tax break? When you go on a holiday, why not write it off as a tax break? Your gas, percentage of your gas, write it off. Your car, all kinds of things, your hydro, your cell phone. You know, this is a tremendous business. My son is a president of a school, big school in the Valley. And he told me, he says, Dad, a lot of the teachers are now getting involved in network marketing just to get tax breaks. I says, yeah, I've been trying to tell you that for years. You don't listen to me, but you listen to them now. So anyways, so it's a tremendous thing to show people. And now I'm telling you what, when I do my PowerPoint, my big thing is now people are losing their life. So people are in middle class. They're falling down to the bottom of the barrel. And I talk about it about being on a ladder, you're going up. Those rungs on that ladder are getting further and further. If you don't do something now, you're going to fall down to the bottom of the barrel. You're not going to be able to stay on top with the lifestyle that you have. And that is because the prices are going up and the wages are not that much. So you need to have a side hustle, something on the side that you're going to do that will change your life. This is a lake house that we have, the KOTANKO Lake House down in the interior here. And there's a picture of me sitting where I will be in 6 days, actually, near the pool in Acapulco, Mexico, just across from the beach. And it says here, I put, why don't you create a better lifestyle as I have, from bankruptcy to a beautiful life? You know, my friends, anybody can do this business. We learned at the beginning to just get the products in them or on them. Learn to tell stories. This desk that I'm sitting by here, I sit on top of it almost as much as I'm in front of it, talking to people, telling them stories, and then they end up buying more product, especially that marine collagen. And so with that, my last slide says, this is kind of for Alex and us guys. It says, you can't buy happiness, but you can marry a Ukrainian, and that's kind of the same thing. Okay, friends, here you go. It's back to you.
Thank you, Jack. I told you you don't need the pictures.
Well,
It's a great story, and I appreciate you very much. Not only me, you could hear it from people. They're going to ask you a question, and they would be able to say thank you to you. Okay.
Questions, I'm
Thanks
here.
a lot. Who would like to go first? Jack, just one question. You take a drink,
yes,
enjoy. And what was the most challenging situation for you in all these 41 years plus?
Most challenging with the business?
Yes, business. I'm talking about business.
I'm the same as everybody else. You have ups and downs. We don't like rejection, you know, but I've learned that you talk to enough people and some will listen. It's not for everybody. You got to find people that are like us, that want something or a change. Sometimes when I try to push and push and push people to do a product, take some product or somebody else did, even when I was regional sales director, I can remember they were in one of the other rooms and this lady, they just could not get her. So they said, Jack, can you talk to her? So I went in and I talked to her and I said, I forgot what her name, let's say it was Mary. I said, Mary, how long you had this, this concerns with you? And she says, oh man, for 10 years or so. And I says, are you getting better or worse? Well, she says, I'm not getting any better, that's for sure. And I says, well, then I'm telling you what, it's your choice. If you want to try something else, what's it going to hurt you? If you don't, that's your choice. And so what I tell people, it's like playing tennis. You have a tennis ball, you put it into their court. They either pick it up or else they leave it the same way as they are. And my friend at the health retreat where I'm at, you know what he says? He tells the people that come there, mostly doctors and people that don't want to use the drugs, so they come over there. And he tells some of them, he says, you're not in good shape right now. I might be able to help you. But if you leave it too long, I might be able to help you with your pain a little bit, but I don't know if I'll be able to do anything else. And I've had people like, I can tell you many women with breast cancer. I can tell you colon cancer, even brain cancer. I had a young kid here that had gone through problems and I had him take this. I also had him take a few other things. And then I have a Spanish guy that is now driving. He had brain cancer. He had all went through the chemo, everything. He couldn't do anything. He's driving the car now. He comes here and gets product now. He doesn't walk perfect yet, but pretty good, pretty good. So the miracle is our founder Rex said, if you can clean up your body and give it proper nutrition, the miracle is how it will heal itself.
Okay, thanks a lot. Anybody else would like to ask Jack a question? Just unmute your microphone and shoot a question. Who is going to be first?
Alex, I will do it. This Iris.
Yes, Iris, go ahead.
Jack, you are really a good storyteller. Like, I really enjoyed your story, but I pick up a lot of things, like the combination of the products that you did, and like one story leads to another.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good storyteller. I see how you're like successful in the business. Thank you for sharing with us.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what, you can become a storyteller. The ones that you know, Bill Lewis at the office, his father and them, they own half of the Shackley organization in the States. His father came into Forever Living Products. It took Bill a while to come in. His father used to sell product like crazy. And then when he started with Forever, he says, you know what? He says, I don't know what makes the sky blue or the grass green, but I know if you drink aloe vera, you take the products, it'll change your life. And so he started doing that. And he had a piece of paper and he took it out and was folded into big squares, smaller squares, smaller squares. And he had something that was about, an inch and a half. I'm doing it right here while I'm doing it, about an inch and a half. And as he opened that up, he had little things that triggered his mind for different stories that he had heard when he was at meetings or seen on the webinars or looking on Google or things like that. Well, he didn't have Google then, but anyway, he had all these little stories and he would open them up and he could have these to trigger him when he was talking to people. And he built, he's made a millionaire in Forever Living Products anyways too. So it's something you can do. Next.
Okay, thanks, Jack. Thanks a lot. Who else?
I guess I covered everything.
No, I don't. No, you cover a lot of stories and a lot of stuff, but I would like to encourage people to ask you. You have an opportunity to ask Jack direct question and get answer. Just unmute your microphone and go ahead. Nadia, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna say something here. What do you do when you come across somebody that says, I don't have any money to get started? I can't get my journey pack. And there are people like that, but do have the desire. Well, I'm going to tell you what here. I was telling somebody else, and I says, you can do it if you sign up. Okay? You can sign up. It's free to sign up. And you can't sign anybody else, but you can talk to them and they can purchase product. They can send you, e-transfer you the money or give you the money, and you do it on your site just as a product, a user, you know, to start off. And from there, you can build it up so that you get enough within 2 months so that you move up. So you can start now getting your 30%. So it's not an impossible thing for people to do that want to do it. I'm going to tell you, Clayton's online there. When Clayton started, he had gone through bankruptcy. He had vacuum cleaner manufacturing for indoor, you know, the ones that they weren't in yet really. We had a collapse in the building, and so he lost everything. He would come to my store every day, pick up products, and go out and sell the products. And that's how he managed to live. I know one story he told us when he went to a service station, and then he told the guy, oh man, I don't have any money. I left my wallet. He says, but I do have some really good products here for you. So that's how he paid for his gas. You know, there's things that you can do if you want something bad enough. Let's see here.
Jack, do you mind if I just jump in for a second? Alex, I hope you don't mind. One of the keys to Jack's success and my success in Forever Living Products was when we started back in 1981, we made a pact that we would purchase 4 cases of product every single month at the front of the month, at the first of the month. Now, sometimes Jack can tell you a funny story some other time about how we managed to cover our 4 cases of product, but Jack has never missed a 4-case credit month in 43 years. I have not missed a month since I came back a year ago. It'll be 2 years ago this coming January. Never have missed 4-case credits. That is the secret. When you know you just use a case and move 3. Now it's a lot easier than when we first started. That's just my comments, Jack.
Yeah, we have to do 4 cases at that time all ourselves, and believe it or not, we have to do 120 cases in 1 month. That meant we did a lot of home shows, and you can do home shows online. You know, you need to have your people make money within the first 10 to 14 days. If they can make money then, you'll keep them. But you don't just take them, you know, if you have a Ferrari or I got my new Mercedes and you come and say, Jack, can I take your car for a drive? And I say, do you have a driver's license? No. Have you ever driven a car? No. Am I going to let you have it? No. But why do we take it? We throw people out there and expect them to know what to do, how to drive, how to do everything. If you don't take care of your people, I tell them, I says, I will work for you as hard as you work and maybe harder, you know, but that's what you have to do. You have to make some decisions and go out and do it. And it's a little bit at a time, you know, even if you do little bits in the nooks and crannies of your life, you can build it. You take Martina in Ontario. she worked for the teachers union, accountant. Good job, man, in Ontario. And she ended up, was using products for about 17, 20 years and never would do the business. But then she saw Oliver, who was a computer guy, and he left that and found Forever. And he decided to take his family, and he took his 2 boys and his wife, and they traveled for, take this, 9 months around the world. When she saw that, she says, man, see, that's lifestyle I'm talking about to you. She says, man, she says, I can't do that. My husband and I make good money. We go back to Serbia, Croatia, or whatever over there. And she says, and I can't, we can't go there. We get 3 weeks if we're lucky, you know, and we can't see both families even that much with it. So she decided to do Forever. In between her nooks and crannies, she did Facebook Lives, Facebook. And she did those during lunch break. She would leave and go into the hall or into the car and do a little Facebook Live. And she would do that in between. She built her business within 2 years now. She's got a car from the company. She's quit her job. She's so happy, that gal, you know, she's got a smile on her face all the time. So if you want it, you can do it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jack. I didn't see any hands, and I didn't see anybody who would like to ask any other questions. So Jack, thank you very, very much for your wonderful, wonderful, inspiring story and helpful information. Thank you. This webinar is recorded. I will share with you this recording tomorrow, no later than after tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next Monday. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Hope to meet you all someday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.